Alright. Well, let's get this craziness going, shall we? So I normally don't stream this early, but I was up. I actually woke up somewhat reasonably. Showered, got my day started, got the tea going, and got into the game. Saw that it was the skill combat. Figured I'd go into the last chapter of Cavalier. And yesterday I tried it with Aegon. So I think I went through my whole team yesterday when I was fighting Cosmic Ghost Rider. I started off with Aegon. I got him to about 25%. And then I had Nick Fury and I think either Blade or Gwenpool, I'm not sure. But whoever it was, they were bleeders, so they didn't really do that much. At the end of the day, it was DPX that actually finished him off. And I'm like, well, so I've seen people saying that Magneto is good for him. I haven't used Magneto. I tried him once against Winter Soldier. And I don't know, I just find Winter Soldier kind of annoying sometimes anyway. So after that, I was like, whatever. Anyway, so I figured I'd try him against Cosmic Ghost Rider, and I got him to where, because I'm not used to him, and so yeah, I was doing the parry heavy thing, and I got Cosmic Ghost Rider I got Magneto to almost 3 bars of power, and then Cosmic Ghost Rider got me with his L2, and I'm like, well, that sucks, because I knew it was like the L3 that was gonna do him in, if anything. So anyways, then I decided to go in again, and I got through with the L3, and I'm like, what just happened? So then I'm like, okay, well, it's the skill combat, so I may as well do it again to get points in this. And went in with the same team, with Magneto, and figured, okay, well, I'll record it. It might work, it might not work. Let's just go at it. And yeah, that is freaking crazy. Holy shit. Dude, the guy was at 80% health and 1 L3. Like, I mean, I realized like it was all of the prowess buffs, but still, 1 L3, that's crazy. Crazy. Hey, I'm doing alright, Game Land. I can't complain. Oh, it's not going to get any better, Man Falcon? So I think I only have one more path there. It's tech combat. So I'll get that from Arena for the most part. If it is only one more path, I may give it a go with 4-star mags. Just for the hell of it. And I think if it doesn't work... Oh, I don't even have them leveled up all the way. If it doesn't work, I'll probably just, well, we'll see. We'll see how close it is. But if it doesn't work, I may just reset the path and go back in with the 5-star. So let's try the 4-star. So what are you guys up to? No, I knew he was good. It was like I was saying, right? I tried him once against Winter Soldier, and I just failed terribly. But it's not. Well, that wasn't because of mags. That was because I didn't know how to play mags, and also Winter Soldier is just a terrible. It just never works for me well. So yeah, I hadn't used him much at all, and yeah. Anyways, we'll have a go. I got a ton of energy refills. Ooh, wait, should I? Yeah, nah. We'll do... Okay, that's what we'll do. I'll go through this, try it with the 4-star. If it doesn't work, I'll just back out and then get into Arena and then come back in later with the 5-star. Because I think... I don't know... Well, I mean... Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, actually, with the 4-star. think I've got quite a while actually before the 6 stars come off a cooldown. Not that long at all. Okay then. Wait, why is that? Oh, okay. I guess the Alliance has been hitting the help button. Damn. Damn, son. Damn. I am the only one here doing AQ. Oh, dear. What's your pie? Well, that's okay, Gameland. I'll be here. I'll be here the rest of the week, most likely. What are you looking for in an alliance? The best, I would suggest the best thing. Oh, are you in the MCOC podcast Discord? Because there's several different channels there for all kinds of stuff, like looking for an alliance, alliances looking, incursion partners and stuff. So that would be one good place to look. Another is just on the forums. There's a thread specifically for looking for alliances. You could do global. You might not find the best. Well, no, I mean, my old alliance that I ended up being in for about 2 years, I found through global, so that's potential too. The only thing I would really suggest though is that figure out what you want out of an alliance. Like whether it be you're looking for something social, you're looking for an alliance of progressing, alliance of people who pay attention to what they're doing when they're playing the game, whatever it is, and then just do a short write-up, like 4 lines maybe, and have a picture of your profile, and then post that. And go from there. Because even if you don't have necessarily like the greatest account or something, there's definitely an alliance that would suit you. Because there's so many. Damn it. You know, this is annoying. Normally, there we go. Normally he would have thrown his specials by now, but because he knows I'm going to degen, he's taking his time. His sweet ass time to do that. Do you guys think it's possible to do this with the 4-star? Well, you know what? I just realized I should actually reset this. Because I'm only going to do 2, maybe 3 fights with Aegon. And in those 3 fights, I need to get to about 100 combo. And because I got hit to start, I'm definitely not getting anywhere near 100. Whatever. Hey, Spidey, how you... Oh, you're up. No, you're not up early. I'm up. Actually, it's not even early. I was up early. But how you doing, Spidey? Yeah, okay. So if you don't like, I'm just using Discord as an example. You still have the forums and so on and so forth. But so yeah, I would just say, hey, you know, whatever. This is my time zone. I'm looking for an alliance that's completes war and AQ. Now you also should probably stay. No, I'm just doing this one because it's the skill chapter, and earlier the skill combat was on, so that's why I was doing it. But Gameland, yeah. So I would just state like you're looking for wherever in war, wherever in AQ. You don't necessarily need to say what your pie is and your prestige because you're going to post your profile picture, so that will be in there. But yeah, your time zone, what you're looking for, you know, say that you're on, you know, consistently throughout the day or whatever, and just see what you get. And this is why I was saying the thing about paying attention, because I should be using Aegon here. Hey, well. Ah! I mean, it doesn't really matter to have Aegon ramped up because I'm not really intending to use him for the boss. I would just prefer to have him ramped for the last couple fights, though. Anyways. So I was thinking about Black Widow for diss track. But I didn't want to use her because I was like, oh, well, you know, she's not suicide friendly, so thing. But then, using her here, I'm realizing I don't need to use her specials. Like, all it is just her shocks do enough. So I think the next time Cavalier comes around, I'll be using her for diss track. Well, that is what I'm considering currently. Yeah, I think with the should have used. Really should have used Aegon here. I think with the 4-star Magneto, so long as he survives the block damage, it should. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, it's not a maxed out mags, but it should be okay. I don't think I'll take up the 5-star to rank 5. Only reason why not is just because there's the 6-star, and I'm trying for the most part not to use the resources in 5 stars for ones that come as 6 stars as well. Oh, something else you could do, Gameland, is just specify like where in war and AQ you've participated. So if you've participated like in whatever level of war and AQ, it just gives the Alliance an idea of where you are, so that if they're in that same range, they know if you're a good fit there or not. Yeah, I mean, you don't really need to list your champions. Once an Alliance is interested, then they'll ask for pictures of your champions or so on and so forth. I mean, you could, but it's not. You don't really need to. Prior. That's good. It's good if it works out for you, Spidey. Well, I guess this is a good place to... Well, I suppose it's kind of irrelevant, though, for Aegon's combo, but this is as good a place as any to build it. How long have you been in there, Spidey? But yeah, that's what I'm saying about like an alliance meeting where you are, right? Like, because if you're not somebody who's doing like the high level stuff in the game, then trying to be in an alliance that is doesn't really make sense, right? So like a mid-tier alliance, if you're kind of like in the middle progression or close to the end progression of the game, having an alliance that meets up with that makes sense. Or vice versa, right? If you're got like a really large account and you're kind of at the end of the game, being in an alliance that's there, same thing. Yeah, exactly. Okay. It's kind of funny. 4 months is actually kind of a long time in some cases to be in one alliance. Boy, there are some people that jump around a lot. Holy smokes. I remember when I was... Alright, Gameland, have a good one. Good luck in your alliance search. I remember when I was an officer. We saw some people that would come and go within a day. Oh. And then before I was in, like the last alliance I was in, the last probably 8 months or so, it was quite stable. We did pretty well, so people were pretty consistent staying in. But I'd been an officer in other alliances that didn't do as well, and oh my lord, the amount of people that would come and go, oh, crazy, crazy. Crazy like a fox. No, I'm good where I am. Thanks, though. I don't know if I'd call myself a sensei, Gameland. 1, I'm not that wise, and 2, more importantly, I'm not old enough to be a sensei. Sensei seems like somebody who should be quite old, with a long white beard. So I think I'll probably just give the 4-star mags a go. If it doesn't work, then I'll just quit out. Well, maybe I'll go. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. I do want to get to arena pretty quick, though. Get those 6 stars on cooldown. And if I get a good time on it, I should be able to have all 6 stars done for this arena session this evening. Okay, so... Very good. Ooh, okay. So yeah, if the block damage isn't terrible, I think the 4-star will be sufficient. If it's bad, well, this isn't going to last long. Oh, crap. Well, okay, we'll give it one more go. I think the 5-star would have died there anyways, too, with his thing being unblockable. Holy shit. That was a lot of health from one potion. Damn, son. Hey, Glisser, how goes it? Hero use is on. Yeah, well, I think I've already completed hero use. Not really, Glisser. I was just trying this out this morning, and yeah, it went the way it went. So here we are, getting our asses handed to us. Okay. without the L2. No, that didn't work either. Alright. Well then, so much for that idea. How goes it, Osman? I'm doing alright. Alright, one more time. One more time. And then, actually we don't need to heal him up all the way. Let me see how close we are for the 6 stars. I don't know why I always go all the way to the end, even though I haven't started all arenas, so I don't need to go all the way to the end. Okay, yeah, this will be the last one for sure. We have a fair bit of 6 stars off of cooldown. Yeah, you don't need to dex it, but muscle memory takes over, bro. And you just automatically just kicks in. I mean, the other thing I could do is just combo until I get Magneto more power. See, I prefer to get him to the L2 because it's easier to avoid. Oof. So let's see. Let us see. So that was what, 80, 90%? Down to 30? Jeez. How much prowess did I have? Let me see here. Can't really tell. It looks like 30-ish? 38. And I think... okay. Okay, let's have it go with Aegon. And other than that, we will get to the arenas. You mother... No. 1%. Well. Yeah, right. Yeah, that was crazy, eh? I think with a rank 5 4-star and well, yeah, I think a rank 5 4-star would have gotten down. A little bit more prowess too, probably, but okay. And off to the races we go. Hey, Mr. Brian, how you doing? 6-star Crystal 5 actually ready to open tomorrow. I'm hoping for a 6-star or 5-star chorus and a good tech champ to awaken. Mr. Red Goblin. I think I've only done Red Goblin twice. The first time was an issue. And then once I realized I needed to heavy him, then it was, yeah, not an issue. Actually, considering the way Mr. Pa, how goes it? Considering the way you play Magneto, he'd make Red Goblin very easy. And Red Goblin's specials are easier to avoid than, at least for me, easier to avoid than Cosmic Ghost Rider, so I think it would be even easier. Mr. Putrid, how goes it? Really? I find the SP2 a lot easier, actually. So like when he's jumping toward you and does the thing, I just block those. So I dex the first projectile, block the 2 when he's in the air, and then dex the final one when he's on the ground. The SP1, well, partly I've only seen the SP1 a couple times, so I'm not that familiar with it. I think that's why it's... that's right, I did solo the fight with Deadpool X Words. Both bosses are quite easy. I found using the 6-star Silver Surfer a really good champ to use against. Yeah. No, neither of them are that difficult. It's more... the only reason I was doing the Magneto was like, I mean, dude, it went from... The video I uploaded, he went from 80% to dead. Like, holy crap. I don't know, man. I just thought that was crazy. Crazy. Okay, no, because everybody has their own team and they like to stay together. If you separate them, they start crying and whining and be like, no, I want to hang out with my best buddy again. And yeah, I don't need all that kind of nonsense. Ain't nobody got time for that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody got time for that. She knows what I'm saying. She knows. Yeah, okay. Yeah, man. Absolutely. Okay, that works. I wouldn't do it. One, because you know how it's gonna go, and two, to be fair, I actually have not paid any attention to any of the preview information about Cosmic Ghost Rider. But if he's as good as he's supposed to be, there's no way he's staying that way. So, and I mean, it's not like if you get the calves and they change him, it's not as though you're gonna get anything back for it. Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. Because when they changed Namor and Kull, we did get something back for it. So if they did change him significantly, yeah, I would assume you'd get like rank downs or something. So, but then again, I don't think that's why people are getting him. I don't think they're getting him to rank him up, expecting to rank him down later on, right? You're getting him to rank him up and leave him ranked up. So have we seen the nerfed gameplay though? Like I said, I'm not paying any attention, so I can't really speak to it one way or another. Because even when the champion is in game, and we've been using them for a while, they're still not safe for whatever changes Kabam may want to do. So, you know. Have you seen my last couple of crystal openings, Brian? You don't want my luck. So that's what I'm saying, Putrid. Have we seen the gameplay of him? Because we've seen gameplay, right? But have we seen gameplay since changes have been made to him? Hey, do any of you know if it's possible to download music from SoundCloud? Because I saw at least one artist there is okay with so long as you give them credit with using the music But I don't know if it's like only through stream or if it's possible to download the actual files. Okay, Vlad, have a good one. Videos with CGR is post-nerf. Okay. So were there any videos of him prior to his nerf? Does it actually count if he's nerfed before he goes live? Does that actually count? Because, like, we could see whatever, right? But until we have the ability to play it, whatever we initially get, that's the way it is, right? And then if it's changed up or down after, then it would be a nerf or a buff, no? Wow. That's some pretty good luck for your buddy there, Brian. Pretty good. That was not pretty good. There we go. Booyah! If you guys are fighting Nick, do you let him run down his health when he's in his real phase, or do you just attack into him? I want the chat now just because he's good, but I love the... Yeah, he does look cool, eh? Yeah. Yeah, it would make for a quicker fight. I'm really surprised that my 6 stars are available already, because I think it was around 1:30 last night when I started running them. It took about half an hour or so to get them all done, so I was done at 2. So yeah, I get that the first couple should be available. Oh no, we lost. The first couple should be available, but yeah, I think they're pretty much all coming up, right? Still in here if it's possible. The chat. I just attack Nick. His rotation looks fun. I'm gonna try to let him run down. Yeah, Brian, but I think the thing with the Cap IW, like, to get his true potential, he needs to be duped, right? And so mine's still sleeping. He's lazy. So the main thing that I liked when I got him, because I think I got him, yeah, I got him after the champion fight had been out for a little bit of time. So I kind of figured even prior to doing the champion fight that I wasn't going to be able to do the dash in and out crap. So I figured with Cap IW, I'd be able to block majority of the special, and then Dex just at like the last second, which is what I ended up doing. For the most part, I had to go in with Cap IW at full health, but I found that to work much better for me. Who do you think is your 4th 6-star? Your 4th 6-star. Who do you have already? Who are your first 3? Yeah. Nick Fury, Kamala Khan, and Silver Surfer. You're gonna get DPX. That's what it's gonna be. There you go. Oh no, can't be DPX because he would work well with Nick. Well, no. Do you run Suicides? If you run Suicides, it's gonna be 6-star Old Man Logan. If you don't run Suicide, it's going to be DPX. Yeah, so it's going to be DPX. There you go. I didn't curse you. If you run Suicides, DPX is great with Nick. And if you don't, Old Man Logan is pretty good too. So yeah. But considering you don't have a mutant already, I mean, you got 2 cosmics, so yeah, it could still be a science, mystic, blah blah blah. But yeah, I'm going with no. If you pull DPX or OML, you can blame it on me. Anyone else, no. Well, no. If you pull DPX or OML, you can thank me. So there. So there. Let's try it. Okay, if the download option... Oh, okay, yeah, so... I see. So it has to be enabled. I get it. Okay. Well... Oh, very good, very good. So I don't know you well enough, Brian, so I won't respond with what I was going to respond with. So, if I knew better, then I would. But yeah, if you get DPX, that was nice seeing you here then. So the only thing, okay, so I have a 6-star DPX, and well, hey, he just took out Cosmic Ghost Rider, the final boss of Cavalier difficulty. So hey, there's something to be said right there. So for the most part, when I open a 6-star, I want somebody new. I don't care if it's crappy or good or whatever. I just want somebody new. I don't really want a dupe. DPX, I would actually be happy to get a dupe. So I almost always have him on the team, especially if I'm farming. So I have him and Nick. But the thing is, if need be, DPX, if I have to use him, he doesn't really do anything, right? Whereas once he's duped, at least he's going to do that bleed damage, right? So... Nah, man, I totally get it. If I were in your shoes, even with Nick, even if I was running Suicides, I would want somebody other than DPX. Hey, but to be fair, when I said the thing about Old Man Logan, I am actually considering not doing that. I am actually considering taking him to R3. The reason being I have 2 mutant T5CC, and my mutant choices are not very good, so I've got to go with who brought me to the party, I guess, right? So yeah. I mean, obviously if I pulled a different mutant 6-star like Omega, maybe only Omega, they would go to R3. Now that I'm thinking about it, I can't think of any other mutant off the top of my head that I would take to R3 other than Omega. I don't think I would do Domino. I wouldn't do Archangel. I don't know about Apocalypse. Maybe Colossus. Maybe Magneto. So the only one in there, definitely, like no question about it, for me, would be Omega Red. Everybody else, I would actually. That's interesting because I had thought. So I had thought, because like I said, if I had to, I think I would do Old Man Logan, right? But I was thinking that pretty much any other mutant, it would be a no-brainer. But going through that list now, the only no-brainer for me would be Omega Red. Everyone else... Oh, you did it before Cyber Weekend. Oh, okay. That means I gotta take a break to... I'll be right back.
Creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire.
All right. Why would we hate you, Brian? Yes, I do. What do you think? Oh, because they're all giving you. I don't know. Dr. Voodoo, I don't like, because his so Hyperion and Medusa, he's not going to do much damage for because they're both poison immune. Venom the Duck, okay, but the thing is, there you're going to need to be using his specials, which okay, that's fine. Captain Marvel, it doesn't really matter. Anti-Mystic is going to be fine. Who else is there? The Champion, yeah, so he'll do fine there. But again, any Mystic who can nullify will do fine there. You just let him get his bust from his L1. Or not the Champion, Call Obsidian. The Champion, actually, he might not do very well for... If you have a Mystic gem and you like playing him, then I would say go for it. To awake him and stuff. I don't really know. So yeah, like I said, Medusa and Hyperion, he's not going to do much damage for. So you're going to have to revive for sure. Captain Marvel, doesn't matter which Mystic. Venom the Duck he would do well for. So that's one fight. Even so, he's not going to do enough. You're going to have to use a couple of revives for sure. Well, he maybe, because he would do better for Venom the Duck than Claire would. Just because of the hits that she's going to do on her L2, so... So to be honest though, let me see. So you're opening tomorrow, right, Brian? Maybe you could go ask Brian Perkins and see what he who he thinks you'll get. That might be an idea, eh? I remember your comment from a couple days ago at the end of the stream. I know, that's why I said it. track buffed up stops all those evade. Yeah, you know, Man Falcon, I think for the most part, people consider any champion that doesn't have, like, what we saw Magneto do earlier, that isn't capable of something like that, I think they're considered a bad champion, right? As opposed to looking at other things that they do. Well, for example, I think if Ghost didn't have the damage she has, people would consider her a bad champion. Even though you can, you know, you've got the unblockable specials with Wasp, you've got the ability to take absolutely no damage with Hood. Less and less, but she's able to completely bypass projectiles. The only reason less and less is just because the specials are becoming longer, the durations, and I think that is specifically to counteract Ghost. 6-star Magneto, eh? Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that's the thing, though, right, Brian? Yeah, if you don't like them, you don't watch them. And I think, yeah, not everybody is for everybody, so. Yeah. As far as being rude, I think sometimes, because I've definitely come across YouTubers that I've thought the same of, and I think sometimes it's just a matter because if you're not familiar with someone, their sense of humor you may not appreciate right away. I don't mean appreciate as in like, I mean appreciate as a connect with, kind of. Hi Hina, what's going on? Shadow Raid. Ooh. Out of the shadows. Well. People on with the big, yeah. So many great champs in this game. I love my power control. Yeah. So, well, yeah. Okay, whatever. So when I opened the Nexus, how goes it, Lord Shadow? Oh, there we go. Look at that, pretty good timing, eh? Because I was on your stream earlier and I saw that you crashed, and yeah, you entered the chat and I crashed. Oh dear. How's the? Are you on pace where you want to be for the arena? Yeah, man. So when it happened to me the first time after the update, I thought it was because I was streaming, like because the phone was connected to the computer. And it happened twice that first stream after I updated. And basically, so the most consistent I am with playing is when I'm streaming. If I'm not, the phone, like I'll play for like 5-10 minutes and then whatever, right? But pretty much every hour it's crashing at least twice. So 29 million, nice. Do you think you'll do go for Cosmic Ghost Rider as well? Oh, and thanks for the raid, by the way. It's appreciated. And welcome everyone from Monsieur Shadow's stream. "18 minutes, holy crap." I don't know how long they can let that continue though, man. I mean, there's a ton of people that stream, sure. But if you consider the amount of, like, so BG, myself, you, ILAC, I think later, basically everybody that I've watched stream in the last couple of days has crashed at least one. I mean, it is just the way the game is working. But just imagine if you're somebody considering the game and, you know, you're checking out YouTube to see what it's all about and that's what you see. It's not that that appealing. How goes it, Mr. Big Blue? Yeah, Brian. I'm just surprised that they've left it. Like, they haven't really even addressed it, right? Mr. Bone Man, what is going down? Yeah. So, I think the first day I was streaming after updating, I think there was somebody who suggested like that they were on Android and they weren't having the problem, but I don't think it's iOS specific now. Maybe initially it was, but oh, I didn't realize you were in the CCP, Shadow. That's cool. Very good. Very good, very good. Do you spend much time on the CCP server or not really? Or are you more about that arena grind? Yeah, because it's one thing for people to complain about, like, you know, a champion not working properly or this or that bug or whatever, right? But I find, like, when it's starting to be directly impacting your device, granted, okay, it's just crashing, so it's not that big of a deal, like, as far as impact on the device. But, like, when we had the overheating thing or whatever, right? But when it comes outside of the game, I don't know, I just think that should be looked at a little differently, like from their perspective, because it's more than just an annoyance. Yeah. Be interesting to know too whether or not the crashing is happening on the CCP server as well. Because I would assume that they're like the same game version. If not, then it's kind of pointless to have the CCP server, you know, because then you're testing stuff, but it's not relevant to what the live game is, right? How long have you been in the CCP? Yeah, I think there were people that were basically saying like their devices just became non-usable. And the overheating one, I think it was similar, right? Like there were tons and tons of complaints, but no real acknowledgement from Kabam. Okay, cool. Very good, very good. So have you always been pretty active in the arena? Like, has that kind of always been your thing? What OS are you running, Man Falcon? Are you Android or iOS? Mr. Billy D? And Coop? How goes a Coop? Nice. Yeah, I only started the arena like hardcore. So previously, last July? No, last July is when I started keeping track of stuff. But I probably got into it end of 2018 maybe. So about 2 years. But prior to that, I was like, I don't have no time for that. I barely had time for the T1A and T4B. And it was funny because the alliance I was in, we had a few people who came in. They weren't there very long, but they were like hardcore arena grinders, and I would see like their scores in the arena events and stuff, and I'd be like, "What are these fools doing?" And then, and then I realized the benefit of arena. I was like, "Oh, okay then." So, Mr. AC, how goes it? Yeah. I wonder if part like okay, so now they have this thing where you can have it so that the phone vibrates when the fight starts. I just find that so useless. I tried it for a little bit, and the vibrate like I mean I could probably change the setting on my phone, but it's as long as I'm holding my phone, I would notice it. But it's so insignificant. Like, so I don't know if because they're doing things like that. Maybe that's partly why we're having this the crashing issue. Although I don't have the vibrate function enabled currently. But the larger my grew, the less arena I did, except like now, yeah. I think that was just this update, this last update. I don't know if it was somebody on the forums or I saw somewhere somebody post a screenshot of it, and I was like, oh, okay. So I went in, turned it on, and it's actually, well, let me do it right now. Actually, well, we'll see. This might actually make it crash, which if it does, that'll be interesting. So I thought that it would happen like as soon as you enter the match, but it's right when the word fight comes up. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Mr. AC, thanks for the subscription. So no vibrate, vibrate, right when fight comes up. So the thing is, if I was doing something else, like let's just say for whatever reason, well, I mean, I guess you wouldn't really have your phone in your pocket if you had started a fight. But let's just say I was sitting here, right, reading chat, and I had the phone in my hand. I just started the arena match, right? So when it vibrates, by the time I look down, I probably got hit in the face. I mean, obviously they could change the timing on that, but I think it should vibrate right then. That's when it should happen. All right, Shadow. Thanks for the raid. Have a good one, and good luck with the grind. If you're gonna do the Cosmic Ghost Rider one too, I mean that's gonna be a couple weeks away yet, but you better rest up. That's looking like that's gonna be a painful grind as well. Yeah, I think so. I think anybody who's been playing the game for any length of time, AC, because we're so used to not having it, I don't see the use to it. Somebody who's relatively new might find it more useful. Yeah, I don't. If it was a little bit quicker in the match, like sooner, maybe, just because it would give you time to actually look down and respond. But for when it actually occurs, I just don't think it's anything that significant. Which kind of makes me wonder, like if you put something in like that, what kind of overhead is that adding to the back end or to the device or whatever, right? And is it actually worth it? Sorry if you're going to have nightmares. I apologize. You like it, eh, Big Blue? Okay. You're just searching for service. Yeah. Yes, oh yes, oh yes, indeed. So how are you guys making out in the event quest for the month? Getting some good progress in, taking your time, not bothering. So the battle chips, I had intended to save up to 10 million and then open them. But with the announcement of the new Arena Crystal, that's still the intent. I may, and if the new Arena Crystal comes out soonish, so let's say I'm at 6 million and the new Arena Crystal comes out, I might open 5 million, like a day or two after it's been out. If I'm closer to like 8 million or something like that, I may still wait until the 10 million. But main reason I'm saving them, I don't have a reason to open them, so yeah. Yeah. Well, I probably need to open my... Man, I can't believe why it's getting so hot in here. That might be why. The computer's running kind of hot. Yeah. Ooh. Wait, Ant-Man's not up yet? Okay. Yeah, no. It's kind of late for you, no, AC? Eight PM? Okay, that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Yeah, this is the link to the playlist is in the description, and this one is it's a 6-hour long playlist. So I've never come to streaming anything close to 6 hours, so I figure this will keep people entertained for whatever amount of time I stream for. I want to see about downloading stuff off of SoundCloud. I could do it like make a playlist and stream it, and that's what I was doing with this initially as well, was just streaming it from the URL, but I actually think I prefer it as a file playing off my computer, so I want to do the same thing with the cloud stuff, SoundCloud stuff as well. I think the longest I've done so far is 3 hours. So I usually intend to go about an hour and a half, and then now and then end up at 2. And once I think it was 3. So, but the thing is, I'm old, right? So I need my afternoon naps, man. Can't mess with that. I was thinking about it the other day. Kind of contemplating doing or trying to do like a 6-hour stream or something longer. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, sure. You can send me info on Discord if you want. Because that's why I was on SoundCloud. I was looking for different music. I do like a fair bit in here, but yeah, it is getting a little bit repetitive. And then also I like if I'm making videos, for the most part I like having music in the background for those. I think I was kind of thinking about it, and I think for like crystal openings, well mainly crystal openings, I'm contemplating using the same music. So the reason being, one, it's going to be something I like, and I think that other people would like, and kind of goes along with crystal opening, I suppose. But one of the reasons is I figure so let's say you happen to watch one of my crystal openings. You're probably not going to see them all or a lot of them, right? Like you might just happen, something gets uploaded, you see, okay, new thing post, blah, blah, so you check it out. But, so the likelihood of somebody seeing multiple videos of the crystal openings, I think, maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's not very high. So having the same music, it's not like you would be hearing the same thing over and over and over, right? Now, I mean, if there is somebody out there who's going to go through each video and watch them, first, get help. And then secondly, I think a lot of people play with the music off, or the sound off anyways, right? So, yeah, no, a long stream for me would be 6 hours. So I'm definitely not thinking of 12 or anything. Hey, does it count if you were to say you're streaming for whatever period of time, 12 hours, 24 hours, does it count if you put up like a pause screen and then go have a nap? Because, I mean, the stream is still running, right? You're not there, but the stream is still going. Does that count? Because if it does, yeah, I could do a 48-hour stream. Let's start it off with, hey guys, how's it going? I'll be back later. I'm guessing that probably doesn't count. Chair stream? Yeah, no way. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to sit down for that length of time. I mean, hell, my hour and a half streams, look at how many times I got to get up. I mean, most of it is to go pee, but there are times where I just got to get up. I'll be sitting here for 45 minutes. I'm like, Speaking of which, I do not know how people manage the 6 or 8 hour LOL or BIS or any long stuff. I honestly don't know how people... Never mind streaming, just being able to do it in one sitting, man. Holy smokes. Like, good for them. So when you did that, AC, were you doing the same thing, or did you do multiple things? Like, did you just do arena, or you would do arena, questing, crystal openings, all within that time frame, or did you just do arena within that time frame, or just questing, or whatever it is? Okay. Do you prefer doing it like that, where you're doing different things, or did you prefer if you were just focused on one aspect? Did you find, for the most part, when being streaming that long, did you find that it was like the same people in chat, like in and out kind of thing? Like somebody would be there for, chat for 20 minutes or whatever, and then they're gone to do whatever they got to do, and then like 3 hours later they're back. Or did you find that it was a lot of different people throughout the time? Yeah, different things would be good. Yeah, I can't. You just in life even do the same thing for too long. Even if I'm cleaning. So like if I'm cleaning and I'm like cleaning up the washroom and vacuuming or whatever, for the most part, like I'll have to go from one area to another to another. Like it's so like the washroom's not too bad because it's small. It's not doesn't take that long. But if it's a bigger area that I'm doing, like I'll do part of it and then go somewhere else and do part of it and so on and so forth. Okay. When I think the thing too, as a viewer, right? Like if you just know that somebody's going to be there for a long time, then you know there's something to view as far as the game goes, right? Because like for the daily streams during the week, you get people that are there because what is it, like a little bit before noon to probably about early evening. You've probably got somebody, but then there's times where there's just nothing, which makes sense, right? Like if people have other commitments or work or school or whatever, right? That's the prime time when they're going to be living their life. So you're going to see less people streaming then. But yeah. Yeah. So normally I would be starting an hour from now, but I got up somewhat early today, and then I was like, well, I'm going to get some arena done, and I figured, well, why not stream it? So here we are. So the intent is to go probably, so I would normally start at like 2 my time. So the plan or thought is to probably go until 3 my time. Oh, if the game stays up anyways. Man, oh man. So that is 3 times this stream, and I've been streaming for an hour and 15 minutes. Wow. Actually, for me, I think like a longer stream would be different. But for the most part, when I'm doing the arenas, so long as there's 1 or 2 people to talk to, it's not bad. But now and then, if it's like just me, I think it seems worse than just doing arena, like watching TV or something. But yeah, so long as there's somebody here to put up with my nonsense, it's not too bad. Ooh, and I think tomorrow I'm probably just going to do a bunch of side quest stuff because I think I should have most of the arenas done. Probably not the 3 stars, but I usually do that like just finish those off stream anyways. But I should end up pretty close to 12 million in this arena now, and then run the 6 stars again this evening, which will be the 16 million, which I normally aim for, and that will take care of that. Should be able to get the 5 stars done now. So yeah, means tomorrow it'd be one of two things: either not stream, or, well, I guess I could also stream the event quest stuff. But I think I'll do the, because I was planning to do the side quest stuff over the weekend on stream, but I think I'll do it tomorrow, or some of it, and then some of it on Saturday or Sunday as well. So that's the plan currently anyways. That is the plan. Stan. Just thinking now, I should have left that after I didn't one-shot Cosmic Ghost Rider with the 4-star mags. I should have actually just quit out and later on gone back and just seen if with more prowess if it would have worked out. But I think I went from 88-ish or low 90s to about 30% from the L3. From a 4-star. Jeez. That's not too bad. Not too shabby at all. At all. Oh, dude. It's easy to sit here and say this is what's going to happen. For it to actually happen, that's a different story. It's funny, when I was younger, I used to always like to have a plan and stuff, and then traveling, just the amount of times that things don't work out as you expect. So I was like, nah, when I get there, I'll figure it out at that point in time. For the most part, if I was going somewhere, I would just have an idea of where my first night would be. And even then, often that didn't work out. And then I ended up staying somewhere else. So, so as far as planning for traveling, I don't know how old I was, 21, 22, and I went to Mongolia via the Trans-Siberian Railway. So I started from Moscow, and what was it, 5 days on the train to Mongolia. So I had the visas arranged and blah blah, so on and so forth. And I think this was the second time that I traveled internationally. And the first time was to Ireland, Scotland, and that area. So being from Canada, all I needed was my passport. Didn't need to worry about visas or any of that kind of stuff. And I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I've thought that the entry and exit dates, I thought that it meant that for the exit date this is when you start to leave, not actually the date that you leave the country. So I spent a couple of days in Moscow before I was supposed to get the train to Ulaanbaatar, and I don't even remember how I realized it, but I figured that the exit date on the visa was actually the date I was leaving the country, not the date that I was starting to leave the country. So from Moscow to the border with Mongolia was going to be 5 days on the train. So I was in Moscow. However, the date on the visa had me leaving in 3 days. So I would have basically gotten to the border and the visa would have expired 2 days prior. So I'm like, oh shit, what am I going to do? So anyway, so I ended up having to fly from Moscow to Irkutsk, which is in, it's like the main city for Siberia. And then from there, get the train and go into Mongolia. So yeah, so I mean, because like I had everything planned out. So I actually ended up in Ulaanbaatar when I was supposed to. But I ended up with less days on the train through Russia. But then I ended up returning from Mongolia back to Moscow. So, but anyway, so that all ends up working out, and then I get into Ulaanbaatar, and it was like 3 or 4 in the morning. It was early, and I had found a hostel online, and this is 20 years ago. So I mean, the internet was still, it wasn't what it is today, but it was still, you know, becoming the go-to for finding info and stuff. And yeah, so I'd looked online before leaving Canada, and I had booked a hostel. There weren't many options when I was looking. I think there was like 4 that I could find. Anyway, so I get off the train in Ulaanbaatar, and there's a few people, you know, driving taxis that are there to see who they can nab. And anyway, so I think there was some young person that grabbed my bags, like to take me to their car, and I'm like, no, I'm not going with you. I don't know who you are. And there was an older guy that was, like, they were both taxi drivers, the younger guy and then this older guy. The older guy was just standing by his vehicle, right? Like, he was waiting for somebody to come to him. So after this younger guy did his thing, I'm like, I'm not messing with you. So I just went up to the older guy and I was like I had the address. He didn't really speak any English. Obviously, I didn't speak any Mongolian. And so yeah, so he took me to the place. Fine. I get out, I grab my bag, and he's still there. And I go to the door, and it's locked. And I'm like, oh shit. So I start knocking on the door. It's a apartment building. And knocking on the door, there's nothing. Like it looked like the entire building was abandoned. And I was like, well, what the hell? So I'm thinking, okay, so one of two things: either the place just isn't open, or there's really nobody here. So then the taxi driver was still there. He comes out of the car and he's like, you can come with me. And I thought he was going to just take me to another place. So I'm like, okay, fine. But anyways, he ends up taking me to his home. And he fed me breakfast. I used his shower. I ended up at his place for like 3 hours, I think. Because yeah, it was like 2, 3 in the morning. And then we went back to the hostel at like 6. So yeah, I was at his place for about 3 hours. And then the hostel was open, and I went in. But you know, like I said, I had it planned out where I was going to stay, when I was going to get there, blah blah blah. Just, you know, doesn't always work out as you expect, so yeah, damn the breaks. So yeah, that was a little bit of a story from your your 2-line comment, Mount Falcon. You're like, okay, I'm never commenting again. But yeah, when I was younger and things didn't go as I expected or planned out, I used to get really frustrated. One, I wasn't good at improvising. And 2, apparently I wasn't good at baiting out specials. But yeah, 2, just wasn't good at it, like adjusting as things changed on the fly. Which is kind of funny, because considering where I grew up, at least when it came to climate, like weather, It wasn't really something. Well, no, actually no. When I was younger, it was actually quite consistent. Like if it was bad weather, it was bad weather for a while. If it was nice out, it was nice for a while. And then probably the last like 10 years that I was there, it would change day to day. But the spring, spring, fall, winter, and parts of the summer, it was pretty unreliable for the weather. I'm gonna have stories of a falcon abandoning me in New Zealand. So yeah, so in northern Canada where I used to live, spring was probably the worst, because spring you would have like the end of the winter weather, plus you would have the beginning of the summer, so you'd have a lot of fog, a lot of like sleet, like rain and ice and stuff. So quite often planes wouldn't be able to land due to visibility or due to the runway being too slippery. And so I mean, okay, so growing up there, you get used to it, right? It's like, oh well, the plane's not running today, so be it. Hot air balloon. So yeah, so that was no big deal for me. But I had a friend who came up. I think it was the last summer I was there. So she came up to visit. She ended up there. She got there on the Friday, and she was intending to leave on the Monday. I think yeah, it was 3 or 5 days. But anyways, whatever day it was that she was intending to leave, there were no planes landing. So we went to the airport. Okay, so your flight is delayed initially. Okay. Well, she had connections, right? So she's like, oh, well, I got to arrange that. Okay, fine. Then we check a couple hours later. Oh, the flight's been canceled. Well, what the hell? How is that possible? Okay, so fine. So then the next day, same thing. And then she started to freak out. She's like, how do people live here? I'm like, dude, this is just life. This is what, this is what we got to go through. And then the third day she was able to leave, but yeah, she got quite frustrated. Which, I mean, I can't blame her. If it's something you don't expect or you're not used to, it would be pretty frustrating. Aww. Dude, so when I was in Scotland, so Ireland I was on a tour, and Scotland I was on a tour. The Ireland one, actually, I think there were 6 of us, and then the driver. The Scottish one, there was like a tour guide, and then the driver, and there was more people. It was random people. And I'm trying to remember the joke now. I know. Okay, so I'll try to do the joke. I'm not going to get it right. So it's something to do with how Scottish, Irish, and maybe Welsh guys deal with the sheep, like getting intimate with the sheep. So anyway, so this American goes up to the Welsh, and he's like, oh, so how do you get it on with the sheep? And he's like, oh, I turn him around, bend him over the fence, and do my thing. And he's like, oh, okay, whatever. And then he goes to the Irish guy, and he's like, oh, well, how do you do your thing with the sheep? And he's like, oh, I like to caress him and get him in the mood and, turn him over and whatever, right? So then he goes to the third guy, and he's like, how do you get your groove on with the sheep? He's like, well, I like to face him, have his back against the fence, do the thing. He's like, you look him in the face? He's like, yeah, of course. It's like, well, why do you do that? Well, if not, I'd be missing out on all that kissing. Oh, shit. Like I said, I probably butchered that joke, so you probably listen to that, you're like, what the hell is this dude talking about? Sheep? What? Oh, shit. Oh, man. Yeah. So, Man Falcon, is it pretty common for people in New Zealand when you're young, like finishing high school or just before post-secondary, like to travel a fair bit, whether it be throughout New Zealand or internationally? 'Cause that seems like it's a pretty big thing for Australians. 'Cause I met a lot of young Australians who were traveling when I would be in different places. I met a lot of young people in general traveling, but like the proportion of Australians to other nationalities seemed pretty high. Yeah. Well, New Zealand's got to be a pretty big tourist destination, I would think, right? I don't know if Australians would really go, but I would think you'd probably get a fair bit of Asians. Don't know about North Americans though, because I mean that is a fair distance. Do a lot of travel normally after university though. My sister travels heaps. She now resides in the UK for the travel options. So yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, I guess that's the thing too, right? Like if you're in Australia, New Zealand, you're gonna go international. You may as well make it worthwhile, right? Because you gotta go for what, like a day and a half just to get somewhere. So it's not like you're gonna go for a week vacation. Big industry for us. Second behind meat, dairy, and fruit exports. Okay. Oh, so then the last little while has got to been very rough then, eh? I will be right. And back we are. We are back. I'm gonna take a big hit this year. Recover though. Yeah. Oh, Man Falcon or Billy D. If either of you want to get on the call in Discord, you're welcome to. Figure anybody who's around in the stream often, you want to get on and shoot the shit, then you're not having to type and you can just talk. Yeah, I would figure that maybe a little different, but that the relationship Australia and New Zealand have would be somewhat similar to Canada and the US. Obviously, you're not connected by land, but like the population difference and economies and stuff. Huh. Um, so I was reading up some info in regards to the 1918 pandemic, and because I've seen quite a few people, like, oh, it's only X amount of people dead or blah blah blah. So the 1918 one, they figure anywhere from 15 million to about 100 million people sick, and then the numbers of deaths tied to that specific flu varies as well. One of the things I thought was quite interesting was, so that was about 2 years, started like late 1918 and ended 1920 for the most part. We're almost a year into this. So they figured about 625,000 Americans died during that pandemic. So currently, the numbers for the U.S., they're suggesting about 200,000, right? So if you look at that one was 2 years, a little less than 2 years, and we're only at about a year, they're actually not that big of a difference, numbers-wise, right? So, and I mean, in both cases, they're the flu, right? Mr. Bourne, how goes it? Have you recovered? So, yeah, how you been? So I think it was my second last path of Abyss. I found it really rough. Like I felt I didn't feel ill, but I just was not into it at all. And I found, like, for a day and a half after, I just didn't want to play the game. It just did not have the desire at all. Have you found that at all, or are you good to go? Nice. That was another thing I found. So other than that one time, pretty much every time I was doing it, doing the Abyss, I'd get a little bit more than halfway and I'd be like, oh my god, when is it going to be over? And then within a day or so, I'd be like, oh, I want to get back in and do another path. But that one time, I don't know what it was. I don't think it was actually playing the game. I think it was just, I don't know. So did it go as you expected? Very different, better, worse? Yeah, so the only real arena grind I've ever done was for Rogue. And it's weird? I don't know why, because I think doing the arena that I do, I think going for Rogue, I got 34 million. She went for 32 million. Like, my left hand was like sore. But I don't think that the amount of arena I would have done then, or gameplay, would have been any different really than normal. So I don't know why it was, like, it like really hurt. And I don't know why. Like, I could see if, normally, let's say I played 3 hours a day or something, right? And then I went to playing 15 hours a day. Okay, that would make sense. But it wasn't like any real substantial change, so I didn't know what was going on. I mean, maybe I was having a stroke or something, but I probably shouldn't joke about that because that's quite possible. Yeah. Yeah, I think they're locking down Ontario and maybe Quebec. Like I think Ontario gyms, um, bars are closed. So something I don't really understand, and this isn't like uh, yeah, I guess we could discuss it, but it's not like an argument or anything. I actually just don't understand. So if you're going to, okay, so when this all came about in like February, March, right? We don't medically really know that much, so we have to close everything down, stay away from each other. Good, fine. Then time goes on. We realize, it's not as bad as we thought, or we can cope, or whatever, right? But yet we still don't medically have anything to do away with the illness. And we realize that, still we're going to contract it, so on and so forth. So should it not be expected that as we go back to the way we were previously living, like as in being social and stuff, should it just not be an expectation that numbers are going to go up? One, we've got more testing. You're freer to go about than you were for that period of time and stuff, right? Because at least in Canada, like now that we're, schools are open, business is kind of coming back to what it was, and the numbers are going up. It's like they keep making it to be like it's so surprising, and I just wouldn't think that. I thought it would have been an expectation that this is what would happen, but maybe I'm just naive. So do you think there's anything significantly different you would do if you were to redo? Yeah, if you were to redo your first path? I don't think I'm going to, but I've actually been not giving it serious thought. There was a while ago where I had like a ton of revives and health potions and stuff, and I was kind of thinking maybe to try to redo path 1, because there are a few things I would do differently. 1, I wouldn't use Heimdall, I would use Proxima. 2, I wouldn't worry too much about getting my combo on Thing. I would still try to get as much of a combo as I could, but on the Thing fight, I was quitting out quite often. I don't think I would do that as much. I would use Omega more so to build the combo. And then, well, the collector fight, the first path I went, I didn't change, like, I used the same masteries the whole way through. I think if I were to do it again, the collector fight, I would change my masteries. Well, I know I would, because that's what I did every other path, so. Extreme measures is when you have a change, you lessen the restriction, feel better and are more compliant. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. I really don't think that a vaccine is going to resolve this. Because I think there's so many people. Well, first you've got the anti-vaxxers who just won't take a vaccine regardless. And then I think if we come out with a vaccine quickly, then which I think will be a fair criticism, it'll be like, okay, well, why does this normally take so long, and all of a sudden this one is done so quickly? So I think people will distrust it because of that. And then also with this current situation, there just seems to be so much contradictory information. So. Well, the one thing with the revives and pots, I mean, that's what they're there for, right? They're there to be used. And really, that's what the units are for, too. So, Well, I wanted to really save units and revives. It said that I would analyze each node and champion, yeah. But since they were donated and I was a hectic 3 weeks prior with work, with little time to practice, or yeah, I just go ahead. Oh well. Hey, regardless, you're done. You're done path 1, so. Oh! So that is 3 in. No, that's 4 in 2 hours. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of what it's been. Hey, Sergeant, when you were doing your run, did your game crash out at all? Yeah. I liked that you streamed the thing fight actually. Because when you're building your combo, it's annoying. And well, I didn't stream any of my Abyss run, but that was also I did that before I was doing the YouTube thing. Granted, even so, I don't think I would have streamed it. But most people who have streamed the Abyss haven't streamed the thing fight. Usually they've done that off stream, and then start the stream like right at the end of the thing fight or after the thing fight is done. So I like that you did that on stream, because that and the Luke Cage are both annoying, difficult fights, and I think it's good to see for somebody who's intending to go in. So. Interesting. Because I think for me, since this update, well, mainly I'm doing Arena, but that's just always the case. So it's crashing often in Arena, but probably everywhere else. But I don't think I've had it crash in AQ. Obviously, in AQ, you're not spending that much time in it, right? You go and you do your fight, you're done. So and then you move on. So. Yeah, so that was actually when I was when I was doing my Abyss run, I knew that I wanted to keep track of all my numbers. So for the first path, I had nothing to base it off of, right? Because I hadn't done any prior. So then I looked at I think 6 different YouTubers, and I looked where they started on each fight and ended on each fight. So that gave me a gauge of what I should expect for myself. The only thing is, like some of them, like Legacy, well, no, it was Legacy. I think Legacy, Captain Bay, Prof Hoff, and there was a couple others. So what I ended up doing, because like I knew I wasn't going to be anywhere near what Legacy was. I didn't know if I would be more along the lines of what Prof Hoff was for Revive. Anyways, so I basically averaged them all out, and then that's kind of where I came up with what I should expect, or thought I should expect, for each of my fights. I think for the most part I was pretty close to the averages, but as I went further in, and then I started doing it based on what I had already done, it was much closer. So... But I think one of the issues, not issues, one of the things with people streaming or just posting videos or whatever, is the perception that you have to be perfect when you're doing it. And I mean, it's great to see some, really great gameplay like Legacy or KT1 or MSD or whoever. But I think for me, watching somebody screw up on a fight or having a difficult time and watching them work through it's better for me to learn. Watching somebody do it flawlessly, I really don't learn anything. Like, it would be, okay, well, that's what I've got to do, right? But if I go in and I can't do what they did, then I'm kind of at a loss. Whereas if I see somebody work through it, then I'm like, oh, okay, so they tried this didn't work, blah, blah. So yeah. I think people will be able to relate now. Oh, I finished it end of August, beginning of September, something like that. So I had saved about 16,000 units for July 4th, and then when the deals for July 4th dropped, I didn't end up getting the last unit deal. Yeah, I mean, nobody's perfect. Yeah, so I didn't get the last unit deal, so I ended up with 10,000 more units than I had anticipated. But I did buy the Odins, so I ended up with in total 23 or 24,000 units. So I started my first Abyss path the July 4th weekend, and then because I was so much further ahead in units than I had expected, I ended up doing a path about every 2 weeks. So I got it done a lot quicker than I figured I would. But if I had used the 10,000, like if I'd gotten that last deal for July 4th, I probably would have been finishing up the beginning of this month, most likely. So, yeah. Well, I honestly think the only competition in this game for anybody is between where they were like 6 months ago or a year ago or whatever to where they are now. I don't think it's necessarily a fair. Yeah, you could compare yourself to others, but I don't think that's necessarily a fair comparison, right? So, like, if somebody asks me if I'm a good or bad player, I'll say I'm an okay player. I'm much better than I used to be. I'm not as good as I'd like to be, but yeah, I'm not going to compare myself to. Well, I mean, the only people I could compare myself would be to YouTubers because those are the only people we see play, right? So for example, when I did LOL, that was about 2.5, 3 years ago. But I mean, it's the truth. It's not necessarily an excuse. I didn't necessarily have. Well, I guess at the time I had the best champions for it, maybe, but I did not do well at LOL at all. Abyss would have been cheaper, I think, than what it would have cost me for LOL. But I think all around, I think Abyss was actually more fun than Act 6. It was definitely longer fights and more costly, but I think overall more fun. If because the rewards in Abyss are a fair bit more, but if the rewards were the same or more in line, I think I would rather redo the Abyss than Act 6. Like I will not go back into Act 6, but I would go back into the Abyss. Like I'd probably do it if I get Aegon to R5 or something. I'd probably do a path in Abyss again. But no way am I going to do any more of Act 6. So are you back at work currently, or are you at home? Ah. What are you having for lunch? Anything exciting or dangerous? Although I suppose you probably wouldn't eat anything dangerous. So is this week shaping up better than it was the last few at work? Grilled chicken or beef? Okay. Okay. I had some fast food the other day for the first time since I think March. Yeah, it was good. All right, man, Falcon, have a good one. Thanks for coming by. And I don't know if you're on Discord or not, but like I said earlier, if you're ever want to get on the voice call during the stream, you are more than welcome to. And if you're not on Discord, well, hey, that gives you a reason to get on. So for lunch at work, do you have like a cafeteria where you work, or you just go out, get something to eat, and then go back to the office? Okay, so I'm gonna get to about at least 3.5 here. I'm gonna get the 4 stars started and see what else needs to be done. And come back to the arenas, probably. Probably. Okay. So you figure you're streaming anytime soon, or you kind of done with that for a while? Do any of the people you work with know that you play the game and do YouTube? It's funny, when I played World of Warcraft, when I played it was quite popular, but it wasn't something I would tell people about. But if somebody asks me what I'm doing on my phone, I'll be like, oh, I'm playing this fighting game. I mean, maybe it's partly also being older and really not giving a shit what people think. But yeah, when I played World of Warcraft, I didn't want people to know. And I think for the most part, I was far more hardcore with that than I am with this. It's funny too, because for a lot of it, like, when people go on about MCOC and this game doesn't have it's not going to be around much longer, blah blah blah. So I played WoW for 6 years, and that was probably 15 years ago. So I stopped playing about 9 years ago. For a good part of that time, people would be saying, oh, this next game that comes out is going to be the end of WoW because people are going to leave WoW and go to that. Well, now they're coming out with another big expansion, Shadowlands. And, there's a bunch of buzz and hype about that, so it still seems to be going pretty strong. Granted, I'm not going to suggest that this game would be around that long or have that larger a following, but I don't think there's any guarantee that it won't be around for a while yet. So, I was intending to go until 3, but I see that Enzo is streaming, and I haven't actually streamed this early for a while to be ending while he's still streaming. So we may end it kind of soon and go raid him. We'll see. Let me just see how long he's been going first. Okay, so he's just starting up. So we'll go a little bit longer then. Who am I looking for? Ah, there we go. But of course. Okay. Ooh, pepper steak. Not bad at all. So will you take that back to the office, or you'll eat where you are? That makes me want to go to eat. Which, okay, right. I don't know. Well, he should be in class, I would think. He better be in class. Yeah, it's odd because I see him on everybody's stream, but ever since, so initially, for probably, well, definitely the first 2 weeks, probably a month and a half, it was usually just he and he was chatting for, I'm not sure, maybe, but he and I would be just chatting for the most part, like he'd be doing whatever else or whatever, right? But ever since there's been like a few more people in here, I see him less. But yet I know he's in streams with where there's quite a few people viewing. So I don't know. Yeah, no, I had him on Discord call once, but his audio wasn't very good, so it's kind of difficult to understand him. But then he was saying that he was going to get a new mic or something, and apparently he got a new mic, but every time I ask him about getting on Discord, he has some excuse not to. So he did once, but doesn't want to do it again. Maybe it was a traumatic experience for him. Yeah, I don't think he did either. And it's funny too because so I saw him in Lakers stream initially, and then when I started streaming, he came into mine, and he was doing his normal trolling and coming in with different accounts, and it was kind of getting on my nerves. And I basically just told him like, okay, you want to come and hang out and stuff. It's just you and I. That's fine, but just use your one account and. So like some of the other ones I knew were him for sure. And I just said if I know it's, and I banned one or two of them. And I just said if you do it again, I'm going to ban any account that I figure is you. And since then he hasn't done it. There's one time where he came in on one of his alt accounts and he said it was him right away, and that for whatever reason the Melvin account wasn't accessible or whatever. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. You've said who you are. But anyways, so ever since I said the thing, like I don't want you coming on troll accounts, he hasn't done it. So if anything, like he respects what people ask. So I can't fault him for that. But yeah, ever since then, like I'm more than happy to see him in the stream. I mean, it's obvious. Well, I mean, you would know. You're a streamer. It's nice to see a lot of people in the stream and whatnot, and different people to interact with. But it is kind of nice too to have consistent people as well. Just to see the same names often. So I mean, this is kind of irrelevant and doesn't really matter. No, I know that name, but I didn't even know that they streamed. Dude, that's one thing that's crazy. So prior to me doing this, like I obviously knew that there were people streaming that I didn't know of, right? But I knew like BG, Seaton, Legacy, Ilac, Katie Candy, whatever, right? And then I don't remember how, but I came across like Jay Silver when he was around 250 subs, I think. And then Lakers bought it, whatever. So I figured that it was, you have these people at the couple, like 50,000, 20,000 subs, and then you had others that were, 800 or whatever. And then since I've started, so I've specifically looked for smaller streamers to like raid or, just see what they do and stuff. And the amount of people that do, whether it be videos or streaming for this game, it's I'm quite surprised. But I think it's really cool though too that you got such a diverse selection of people to watch. No, so for the most part, and now that I'm streaming myself, I'm not often in other people's streams. Like the reason that I would have been to begin with was just to have background noise while doing arenas, and now I am the background noise. So yeah. Yeah, and I kind of also like how there's a few people who have their own little niche kind of thing too, right? Like you have Prof Hoff with his thing, like the deals and stuff, and you have Ilac being the angry Canadian, the BG, with the arena. I think the arena is obviously the easiest thing to stream, because it's something you don't need to pay attention to it. You can be interactive with the audience and so on and so forth. And then you got Seaton as like the big daddy. Yeah. Yeah, I was never really too chatty in other people's streams anyways. When I was first on Jay Silver's, I'd usually chat with him for a bit, and then same thing with Lakers. But other than that, I didn't really say much in people's streams. It was usually just, like I said, just the sound in the background. So, but since doing it myself, like I've been in yours a couple times, I wasn't that talkative. And then same thing with Brian Perkins. I've been in his a couple times. Yeah, but for the most part, if I'm gonna sit down and do arena, I'm streaming, so I'm not gonna be in someone else's. Although the other day when you were doing your run, and then when BG was doing his, I think at the end of both of yours, like I had your screen up and then I was streaming, but I was also watching you the two of you guys to see like where you finish, who you pull, and blah blah. So. So were you? So that's 5 times in almost 2.5 hours. Okay. So were you happy with your pulls from the Abyss? Lucas, how goes it? Well, you could start off with, "Hey, how you doing, you sexy bastard?" Something like that. No? I'll let you start off with a salutation, and then I'll give you my opinion. Although, to be fair, Deadly Origin I really haven't used much. Call I haven't used much. I'm liking both of them actually. Wait, no. Salutation first, and then I'll tell you what I think. That's not rude. It's somebody who wants information. They want that information now. I get that, but hey, it doesn't hurt to pause for a second and say, "What up?" You're mature now. Yeah, I don't think I've seen you before, Lucas. How goes it? So I'm gonna guess that you don't use suicides, right? Dude, like I said, I didn't consider that rude. I consider that somebody who wanted information. They wanted that information now. Okay, yeah. But you don't need to apologize to Sergeant. You can be rude to Sergeant. I'm okay with that. Well, I'm okay with you being rude in here too. Just so long as you're not disruptive to the stream, that's all. So yeah, so like I said, I don't really know much about either. I was using, so I have both as 6 stars. I want to take Call to R2. My problem is that I use suicides, and neither of them are that good with suicides because they're going to be ticking down, right? So I like Deadly Origin because you actually don't need to use specials. Just the shocks are going to do a ton of damage. Call. Well, you're going to need to use at least your L1. Well, you could still do some pretty decent damage. Yeah, so if it were me, I would probably go with Deadly Origin. It's bad writing. You are funny, rude. Rude, sorry, I didn't specify. What did you retire from? Oh, me? Yeah, information technology. Straight up stupid. Thanks for being real. See y'all later. Yeah, so I would go with Deadly Origin. Yeah, so I did information technology. I did system administration. So like the back end side of like IT. So I started out with like help desk support. So like if you're in a company, you have an issue, whatever, you call the help desk. So I'd be the person you'd talk to. And then I did that for 3 years, maybe. And And then I did something similar in an education environment for a college where I lived. How goes it, Supersonic? And then I went back to working for the government. And I think it was the second time that I was there where I was doing the back end stuff. And then I taught for a while, worked in healthcare for a while. But yeah, majority of it was working for the government in IT. So yeah. Yeah. I can't complain. I definitely did a lot of complaining when I was working though. But I mean, I guess that's part of life, right? We all complain about something. Maybe that's partly why I go on the forums sometimes, just to watch the drama on the forums, because I don't have it in day-to-day life. I need it from somewhere. Well, I think that's what happens sometimes, right? That happens a lot too. Chat just goes through phases. Sometimes you get a lot of different people that are chit-chatting. Other times it's just the streamer and one or two or one other person. So, but I think that's kind of the appeal, though, to smaller streams, right? It gives you more of an opportunity to interact with the person on camera and then individuals in chat. You can't do it as easily in larger streams, just because there's so many people, and then the streamers, trying to address as many people as they can. So it's a little bit harder to have as much as it can be, a personal conversation. Why am I in these arenas? These are the wrong ones. You guys both failed at your job. Not that you knew that you had a job, but you both failed. And okay, I wasn't in there that long then, because I'm almost done this one anyways. Yeah, I'm gonna go for about another 10 minutes and then raid Mr. Enzo. It's about time, because the last little while when I've been streaming, I've usually been starting around now, so I haven't really been able to raid anybody. I mean, not that there's a ton of people in here, but still. He's raided me a few times the last little while, so definitely like to reciprocate. Reciprocate. Ooh, and then I think, well, I'll try not to let that happen. But when I'm done, probably get something to eat and go watch the rest of The Boys. I got most of the second season done. Or no, I shouldn't say most. I think, up to episode 3 or 4. So I've got the last half of the season, actually, to watch still. So that will be... I'll be doing that on the couch while knocking out some more arenas. Not too much, Mr. Sonic. What's up with you? You hitting some arenas or doing EQ or what are you up to? What R2P2. It's actually surprising Brian Perkins isn't streaming. Normally he's on during this. Yeah, normally he's on this time of day. What do you do for work, Super? Which arenas are you doing? No, just doing them all. Ooh. Well, if it's dry, that could make for some interesting times. Where are we at? 224? Okay. So we'll finish out this match for the 4-star feature, and then that will be that pretty much. So this is going to be like my second longest stream at 2.5 hours. I'm proud of myself. Yeah. I did it all without having to take a nap. Although, once the stream is done, that will change. There we go. Just gotta time that L1 with her limbo. And yeah, she'll go away pretty quick. I mean, she was pretty much dead anyways, but still. A little bit of lag there in the game. Just a little bit. Alright, one more match for good measure. And who do we want to finish this off with? Okay. Uh-oh. I want CSEC Addition Math Tutor. That's concerning your questions earlier. Oh, okay, okay. I work. Okay. What does CSEC stand for? Yep. Just about done, Mr. Osmond. I'm gonna go say howdy to Monsieur Enzo. It's gonna be the first time in a while that I'm able to raid him, actually. Because the last little while I've been starting... actually, he's been starting more around this time. So... But no, Osmond, I'm not leaving because you just came in. No, no, no. This internet is big enough for the two of us. So, yeah. Yep. Ooh, let's see if we can push over to 23,000 units. I should have done enough arena milestones to get there. Let us see. Ooh, Cosmic Ghost Rider in new bundles. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, no, that's not happening. That is not happening. Oh, you're from Trinidad. Nice. My parents live in the Turks and Caicos. Smaller than Trinidad, but similar area. My grade 4 or 5 teacher was from Trinidad. Is it still referred to as Trinidad and Tobago, or is it just Trinidad? We're not going to be able to push over to 23, are we? Or are we? Come on, come on. Why is this so slow? Oh, look, I got 3-star Red Goblin. Yay. Wow, normally this is much quicker, much more responsive. Oh, yes, there we go. 23. 23. Ooh, so I got to get through a bunch of these energy refills. Holy smokes, and they all... Okay, so we have some in about a week, and then a little bit more than a week. Okay. So maybe I need to stop farming and start using. Okay. Tech combat. Alright. So that is that for this stream. Well, I think that's the case anywhere, right? Like, so where I used to live in Canada, it's a large area. It used to all be called the Northwest Territories, and then in 1999 it got split to the area in particular that I lived in, became Nunavut, and you have a lot of Canadians that don't even know that. So it's just one of those things, I guess. So we'll head on over to Monsieur Enzo's stream with the following hashtag as per usual. And there's his URL. And yeah, that's about it for this stream. I'll be back tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm going to be doing, most of the arenas should be done. So I'll just be doing some side quest stuff, both parts of it. Picking up some keys and putting those keys to good use. So that will be the plan for tomorrow. So yeah. So for everyone that was here, we got to chat it up a bit. It's good to see you. Some new people, some old faithfuls. So yeah. So thanks for coming, hanging out, and keeping me company. Take it easy. Catch you later.